Welcome to our last chapter. It is important that you reference all your work. This is from many perspectives. One, as a tertiary student. Two, to give acknowledgement for the places that you're researching and so that you're not plagiarising work. And it's good professional performance on your part as a person involved in the information industry. This is something that you need to be skilled in to be able to help your customers and that comes through a library or whatever institution you may be working for. So for many reasons, your referencing is important. On our TAFE Moodle, I have already mentioned that if you go into your course resources, we have some support there for you in referencing. Now we have information about it. We also have a link to BibMe. Now if we go to BibMe, which is an online referencing tool which I've used with students from year 3 right through to university, it's quite a neat way to get started. If you've never done referencing before, I would really recommend that you use something like this. Now there's a large number of these lovely tools out there, and I would suggest that you familiarise yourself with one. I'm going to show you two here. Firstly, BibMe. Now when you go into BibMe, you need to select the style of referencing. Now we use APA or Harvard referencing, which we select. Once you've selected that, you'll see that it comes up here. You can change that if you're using it, but I would really suggest that you use APA and that you stick with that you make sure and check each time that you're using the APA. Now this little tool has each of the different formats that you might be using, and that you can select them from here. For example, if you're using a website, it will take you here. Now you've got an autofill or a manual entry mode. So for example, if I was looking for the website western.com.au, would search. Now, if that isn't in its database, you can go to manual entry mode. It actually found it, so I'm going to select. Now, one of the things you'll notice, I've already got some referencing here that I could edit, but I'm going to start a new bibliography for you. So I'll go back in and put in my TAFE Western so that you can see it starting from and see what happens here. So I've just put TAFE Western this time, and this time it's come up with a whole range, but here is our TAFE Western home. So it's given me a number of choices. This probably isn't the best website to select. Now when you're referencing a website, you would actually choose the reference or the website where the information is located. Just because I'm doing just an example here, I'm just going to select the one that I want there and continue to the final step. Okay, I can put in some additional information if I want to, but I don't. I'm going to save my citation. And you'll see that it comes up over here, formatted in APA format. But sometimes you might get some funny little things come up in here and you need to edit. So you can go in here and edit it, or you can delete it if you don't want it. Or you can copy and paste it onto a Word document, but you don't need to do that, and I'll show you why. But just to do some other examples, I might want a book that I want to add, and I might do Little Women. It's going to search. And again, it comes up with a whole range, and I might want the 1989 publication. If the one that I want isn't there, I can manually enter the information again. So we might add that, and up it pops over here formatted for me. I might want to add some other form of information. Now, if you go into here, you might have an encyclopedia. If we go into that, we need to put in the Encyclopedia Britannica. The article title might be Libraries in 2014. Edition would be 5. Volume number might be 6. I've got no idea. Page might be 546. I'm just picking numbers. 1912. Okay, that wouldn't be in there. We'll have to change that. Being an encyclopedia, I've got no idea. Who the publisher was, let's say Sydney. This is all gobbledygook, as you can tell. The date I accessed this is 2015. The month would be January, and the day would be the 13th. No idea of that information, so I'm just going to save that citation. And so it's put the information up there with the information I put in. Obviously, it's not correct, but we can do that. I might have, for example, a film that I want to reference. It might be the book Thief. Oops, hope if I've spelt correctly. Let's see if it's on its database. Okay, the Book Thief 2014, that's the one I want. And so up it comes, got the information that they've got. You can put in performance, you can put in any information. The format is a DVD, and save the citation. And so it puts it into the correct format. There it is, over this side. Now, once you've got in all the information that you want, you can save that to your account. So when you have gone into BibMe initially, it will have asked you to register. It's free, so you don't need to be anxious about that. And so then you've got your own account that you can always sign into. Here I have, I want to make sure it's in APA format. And I can open and edit it, I can delete it, or I can download it. So I'm going to download it and open it and show you how it comes out. And that's the format it comes out in. It's all in alpha order, it's all indented as it should be correctly, already just to attach to your assessment. So that's a very neat tool that you can use. And I would highly recommend, as I said, if you have not done any referencing before, that you use this as a tool. Now, that was in your course resources, access to that. Now, if we go back to our home page and go to our help and our libraries, I mentioned to you earlier under tools that there was a bibliography maker. And if you open that up, it's a tool called SiteWrite. Now, if you've done referencing before and you're feeling quite comfortable, I would highly recommend this as a tool. And as a TAFE student, you have access to this. Again, similar type of concept, just a little bit more comprehensive in what it provides. Now, you can either use TAFE Harvard or you can stick with APA. Consistency is the key. Whatever you decide to use, always use that. If you go into example for a book, you can select book And you might that might be an ebook that you're referencing. Now, in this case, it hasn't got a database. You actually have to manually enter in the information. The information comes up here. You need to register, and then you can edit, you can export, you can copy, you can, again, add this to your piece of work, your assessment. Make sure that you title them well with the name of your actual assessment when you're doing that. That's one thing I didn't mention here in BidMe. If you go in there, it's untitled, and I would put CIMS 301A assessment 5, so that you know exactly where those referencing materials need to go. You may not want the date that you've done it on, that may be, and then your title is changed so that you actually know. Missed assessment 5. I'll just put 5 there so that you know where that should be attached. And it's the same thing when you're working in any of these referencing tools, that you make sure that you title that particular reference. So that's a very brief look. My best suggestion is that you go in, you have a look, you have a play, and I will be doing a session early in the term on looking at it in more detail.